Hello and welcome to Game 1 of the 2021 Tasmanian Women's Statewide All-Star Series. Representative football is back in Tasmania, and today it's the NWFL Women's against the SFL Women's, the best of the best, taking on each other today at Girdlestone Park in East Devonport. A beautiful day up on the northwest coast for this encounter between the NWFL and the SFL. It's the first of 3 games across this weekend and next, pitting the state's best female players against each other, and really looking forward to calling this action for you this afternoon. My name is Anthony Osborne. I'll be joined by Andrew Cooling and Tubes Taylor in the commentary box. Tubes, to you first. Welcome aboard, and what are you looking forward to today?
Well, thanks for having me, Oz. It's great to be here. The wide open expanses of Girdlestone Park. Played a few games up here in my time, and there aren't many grounds on the northwest coast that literally look like a paddock and are as big as a paddock. This is an enormous oval. Considering the girls are going to be playing 16 aside, I think it'll be a nice open game.
Yeah.
And I've covered a lot of SFL over the past few years, and I'm really excited with some of the names that are involved down there in the SFL, and a few of the NWFL girls as well I've seen over the journey. So the names I'm going to put out there for the SFL, Barwick. Just mark that down. There's a lot of them playing, but Brianna Barwick is an absolute star. Priscilla Rodwago as well. She's a jet as well, so just keep your eyes on her. But it's a star-studded lineup. Stacey Fox down full forward. She's going to kick a few goals, no doubt, if she can get some look at the ball early. But great conditions up here on the northwest coast, considering what we were calling last night at KG5. Oz, it's an exciting game to be a part of, so I'm looking forward to it. Rep footy's back again.
Absolutely, and it's one of those, I guess with rep footy, you never quite know how a team's going to gel together and the sort of football they're going to play. During the week, coach of the SFLW, Brad Willis, he said that the SFL are really keen to play a fast, attacking brand of football, which could lend itself well to a big open ground like this and the conditions. While the NWFL, the coach Richard Douglas from Wynyard, he kind of made comments more about a real highly skilled disposal sort of game. So it's going to be interesting to see how the teams are able to gel together with players coming from so many different teams, and then how those two contrasting game styles fare on, as you mentioned, the wide expanses of Girdlestone Park.
Yeah, I think that possession footy is going to be a big part of it, Oz, and I'm not sure which way I'm going to go here, because as you know, I'm a Northwest Coast boy, born and bred, but I do love my SFL women's footy down here too, so I'm hoping just for a nice tight match. I know that the NWFL girls, they're hard. They're hard, they're tough, so it'll be just interesting to see what happens here. But make no mistake, the girls from down south are certainly no slouches either, so it's going to be a cracker game, Oz.
It is, it certainly is, Jebs. Looking forward to it. A couple of players to watch from the NWFL. Taylor Marshall just kicked 27 goals in the NWFL so far this year, leading all comers, and is a real leader in this side. She's one of the vice captains from Penguin, your neck of the woods, Tubes Taylor, and looking forward to seeing how she goes about it at full forward. You did mention before the role of Stacey Fox. I think the SFLW team isn't as tall perhaps as the NWFL, so she's going to have a big role to play both in the ruck and up forward as well.
Yeah, really excited. We're getting underway.
Here we are at Girdlestone Park, kicking things off in the Women's Statewide All-Star Series. Gemma Webster involved in the middle of the ground for the SFL. Hallie Baldwin there as well, but it's going to be the NWFL with the first kick out of the middle of the ground. The SFLW with some numbers as they drive the ball long. Lily Ellis in pursuit of the football. Megan Gaffney chasing after her. Gaffney does well to split the contest, and we're going to have a ball up on the wing here at Girdlestone Park to start things off.
And I imagine this is how it's going to be early, Oz, just tight amongst the clinches there, and you know, just until they can just get their bearings and get things underway.
Absolutely. Bumbling ball here on the wing, just in front of the 2 interchange benches. Involved again is Gemma Webster. Takes her full round and dishes the ball off in the direction of Farrow. NWFL with the numbers though. Nice work emerging from the pack. Handball backwards. NWFL looking for a runner off half back. You think we'll see plenty of that this afternoon as the ball's drive forward by Singleton. Down up the wing. Again, the NWFL with the numbers. That was Candice Belbert on that occasion. A player to watch, according to many up on the coast. Marks taken by Archer across half back for the SFL. She opts to go out wide in the direction of Grace Mitchell, premiership captain with the Clarence Roos a couple of seasons ago. A strong tackle laid by Sarah Skinner. In the end, the umpire says play on as the ball's driven inside 50 by Hoiberg Cox. Working there is Nikki Ellis for the NWFL as well, combining with Megan Gaffney. Getting her hands on the football early is Gaffney. Plenty of Devils experience for her as well. She dishes the handball out wide to Saywood. Goes back in the direction of Gaffney, who dishes around one, passes it off. The shot on goal now is on the way. Taylor Marshall kicks things off in style for the NWFL. We mentioned a pre-game tubes that she's in some rare goal-kicking form with 27 goals in the NWFL competition. And she started with a bang today. Goes back in the direction of Gaffney, who dishes around one, passes it off. The shot on goal now is on the way.
Marshall too, straight through the middle of the goals. Check out the old equipment in the background there, Oz, too. Just a bit of heavy, rigid work up the back in the paddock. But, no, she's a star, Megan Gaffney, and if she can get her hands on the footy, it's nice and dry up there. She's a good user of the ball, too. So, excited by the start by the NWFL.
So, lively start for the NWFL. Taylor Marshall hitting the scoreboard. Megan Gaffney getting heavily involved early doors for the home side as the ball's thrown back up in the middle of the ground. Tap one down there by Charlie Vandenberg of the NWFL. Sarah Skinner wrapped up in a strong tackle. The NWFL, they're bringing the heat early here as Candice Belbin dances around one, dishes the handball off. Little 1-2 as Belbin runs through the middle of the ground. Took Archer on. Handball out wide in the direction of Emma Humphries. She's laid in a really strong tackle. So we're going to have another ball up in the middle of Girdlestone Park.
Been a North West Coast boy, the name Belbin, synonymous with the North West Coast. They're tough. Every Belbin I've ever played footy against has been tough as nails.
Candice Belbin certainly starting well on this occasion as well as the SFLW move the ball forward. Sarah Skinner dances around one and drives the ball inside 50. The first look at it for the afternoon for the SFL. Stacey Fox takes a really strong grab.
This is well within her range too. She's a beautiful kick of the footy, Stacey Fox. How many goals she kicked last year, Oz?
I don't have last year's.
I think it was over 50.
She's kicked 20 already this year for Cygnet, so she's a dead eye in front of goals. Not her best work there, but it's going to fall into a dangerous spot. Sarah Skinner combines. Call for a pass there from Tubes Taylor. Getting involved again, Stacey Fox puts it through for a minor score. Getting her hands on the football early, so the SFLW, one inside 50 and one minor score.
President of the SFL coming out of a dark room up there on the North West Coast, Russell Young, no doubt signing deals.
Ball in the umpire's hands now, just outside attacking 50 for the SFL. So, one down once again by Vandenberg. It's going to be rinse and repeat once more. You notice that if you did see the jumper numbers throughout the week, they're slightly different to what's actually out there at the moment for the SFLW. Vandenberg wins it in the ruck, gets it back herself and just kicks it down the line. Mark's taken almost by the player out the back, but it's just going to be a bumbling ball across half forward. Getting involved, Lily Ellis. Ball's close to the boundary line here, but the NWFL have the numbers to try and work their way through. You can see quite a few people along the boundary. Is nice work there by Shania Saywood down the line. The umpire's blowing the whistle though. It's going to be a free kick to the SFL, and they're quick to move the ball on. So drive the ball down to half forward. Mark's not taken. Getting involved again is Karina Baxter. Tarn forward there for the SFL as well. Just trying to gain some metres of the NWFL, but Sarah Skinner kicks the ball to a dangerous spot now. A big ball to win at half forward for the SFL. It's going to be going the way of the visitors, demanding for someone to present inside 50 in the end. Not the best kick, and the mark's taken by Candice Belbin, who's really been heavily involved early in this contest.
She's patrolling across there nicely, Belbin, so that's good work. As the SFL just have a little bit of time here to hold the footy. The WFL working the ball forward. And we'll see a ball up.
So you did say earlier, Tubes, you thought this was probably going to be the way the game would go early, the two sides trying to feel their way through?
Yeah, I think just some clear possession just needs to, the girls just need to slow down a little bit, get their hands on the footy, and just not rush it.
Quick ball inside 50 there by Ravel. Odwogo wins the football. Handball's out wide. Archer's there for the SFL, wrapped up in a really strong tackle. The NWFL, they're certainly bringing the heat in this contest. Marshall lays a tackle, but it's going to be a free kick going the way of Ellis for the SFL. Ellis takes a meterage and kicks the ball into the middle of the ground. The mark spilled in the end by Belbin, who's been really busy early on. Handball out wide in the Emma Humphries direction. Captain of this the NWFL side, I should say, alongside Lauren Stevenson. The ball's bouncing around half forward now for the NWFL. Umpire's whistle. It's going to be a ball up.
Just really scrappy at the moment, Oz, and no real clean possession. It's probably the pressure around the footy as well as just not being able to use the wide, expansive openness of Girdlestone Park.
We have seen the two sides looking to bring the ball inboard on a few occasions. Look at the tackle pressure there from the SFL, and they're rewarded. Excellent work. That will please Coach Brad Willis early in this contest as they look to play on nice and quickly once again. Driving the ball inside 50 in the direction of Amy Prokopiece. Long way from usual position down back.
Great work by Corbett there. She did really well just to get her body between the ball and her player.
Hoiberg Cox's kick only goes as far as the SFL player and Webster. So Gemma Webster, one of 9 Glenorchy players playing this afternoon. Kick goes inboard to a dangerous position. Big ball to win now for the SFL. Georgie Bailey's involved. Fox as well. Good ball up. Emma Humphries at the bottom of that pack. A player with so much experience. Played AFLW for both Melbourne and North Melbourne. VFLW for the Casey Demons this year as well. Brings so much experience, and the young players around her would certainly be learning plenty from her. So this ball again in. Big ball to win in the middle of the ground. Emerging with it is Candice Belbin once more. Out wide in the Mitchell direction. Mitchell uses her pace and just kicks the ball along the ground, trying to get it as far out of danger as she can. For the SFLW, it's Shani Wiley. Again, nice work there from Amy Bissett, just trying to move the ball forward any way they can at the moment, the NWFL. Bottom of the pack is Elise Barwick, and have a ball up.
This game's been played between the centre-half forward to centre-half forward, and we just need to see some of those kicks that are coming from, instead of just kicking and dropping it into that centre-half forward, a few more steps. They can't seem to get that kick there, but it's so far from the centre to centre-half forward. It's a good 35 metres from the centre of Girdlestone Park to centre-half forward, so it's just tough. You've got to take those extra 3 or 4 steps, maybe 5 or 6 if you can get them, and really launch it into that middle of your forward 50 rather than just kicking it to the top of your 50.
And I liked what both Belbin and Mitchell were doing there, just trying to move the ball forward and instead of having that shallow entry, trying to just gain as many metres as they can before they really launch towards goal. So the SFLW gain 30 metres or so. Of course, playing last touch between the arcs here as well. So it's going to be a free kick going the way of Olivia Smith of the NWFL from Wynyard. Vice captain of this side, drives the ball inside 50 now for the home side. A great mark taken. Really nice work there by Ransley. Takes a full run. Drives the ball out wide. Target there was Fox. Met by the NWFL opponent. Handball goes back in the Hoiberg-Cox direction. She sells her teammate into a little bit of trouble. Big ball to win now. Ranson also involved. It's going to be a ball up.
How good does yellow and maroon look together? It's like the maroon of the soil and the yellow of the sun on the northwest coast. Beautiful.
Love that from you, Chevs. They are two great footy jumpers as the NWFL in the maroon and gold. Try to bring the ball inside 50. Shani Wiley involved there for the visitors. Laying the tackle. Just gets the ball free in the end. I thought it might have been another stoppage. Now it will be. So, don't have the live stats in front of us, but the inside 50s be well and truly in favour of the home side at the moment. That taps one down by Vandenberg. Tackle potentially off the ball by the SFLW player, and I think the umpire is going to agree with that. Rachel Archer did well to get the quick kick away, but it's going to be coming back, and this is a big opportunity now for the home side. It's going to be taken by Risha Singer from Arda, from Penguin. Exciting player. She dishes the handball off to Emma Humphries, the captain of this side, who launches from the paint of 50 in a dangerous position, bouncing around off the goal, off the ground. It's a goal. Excellent work from Amy Bissett. And the NWFL have the opening 2 goals of the afternoon.
Well, that was typified perfectly by Emma Humphries deep. entry into 50 there, Oz. It put the defensive SFL crew under a lot of pressure. Brilliant work by, we can see the replay here, brilliant work by the forwards of the NWFL just to bring it to ground there, but running at pace to the bottom of the pack. Brilliant work by Bissett just to get off the ground there. Had time actually to pick it up and put on the boot, but through for a goal, doesn't matter.
You never quite know just how much pressure you've got in that situation, so she took advantage of opportunity, and Emma Humphries did exactly what you've been asking for, Tubes, that long kick inside 50 to a dangerous position. So back in the middle of Girdlestone Park, the SFL, they're really needing a response now. Sarah Skinner taken high. So we'll move the ball through the middle of the ground here at the SFL. Kicking to a dangerous spot. The mark's taken in the end. A really good grab by Brooke Barwick, one of 3 Barwicks playing this afternoon. She wheels and goes. Nice defence there by Libby Haynes, another player with some AFLW experience. Involved once more is Gaffney. Long handball out wide as the home side try to move the ball through the ground. And nice work there from Hoiberg Cox, but a strong tackle laid by Elise Barwick. But the NWFL, they're still going to advance towards 50. Big job here for the SFL defenders. Wiley's involved, but the NWFL have the numbers. Handball out wide in the direction of Mitchell. Now Starrick wrapped up in the tackle. It's going to be a ball up just outside, attacking 50 for the home side.
Well, they just seem to get a little bit more space in their opponents, the NWFL. That's what's causing the majority of the game to be played in the forward half of the NWFL.
So the home side go forward once more. SFLW really under the pump at the moment. Nice work there by Saywood. Goes out wide to Megan Gaffney, who's been excellent early. She has a bit of dash and gets the handball over the top to Lauren Stevenson, who kicks it to a dangerous spot. The mark's taken by Amy Bissett, already with 1 goal for the afternoon, and she's got a golden opportunity to kick her second.
Yeah, mark it down. Megan Gaffney, though, pace on that forward flank and backed herself too to get past the tackle. So
Amy Bissett kicked the last goal of the game off the ground in the goal square. This one a set shot from just outside the square and misses. Not her best work on that occasion, through for a minor score. So the SFLW get a little bit of a reprieve there. Ball's going to be brought back into play by Mackie Sutcliffe. The SFLW need a response. Sutcliffe launches as far as she can in the direction of a teammate there, and Jacinta Limbrick, who takes the mark. Limbrick wheels and goes down the wing. One-on-one, a big one-on-one to win. Procopiece is there for the SFL. Potentially held off the ball was the NWFL player, but the umpire says play on. Tiana Ford had a job to do, but excellent work there from Libby Haynes. She took on one tackler, was then taken in the second. Tiana Ford getting and holding the ball.
That was great from Tiana Ford, just to back up after a second effort too. She got beaten, but then backed it up. Brilliant stuff from the forward from Claremont.
So Limbrick and Skinner trying to move the ball forward. That's all right, Tubes. The SFL now in a dangerous position. A quick shot on goal from Claire Ransom. Touched off the boot. It's going to roll through for a minor score. Content with seeing it over with Charlotte Dennis. So the SFL 2 behind. Trail the NWFL 2-1-13.
Georgie Bailey providing a target up forward while Stacey Fox has a run in the ruck. Keep an eye on her. She's a strong, strong footballer.
So the SFL trying to hit the scoreboard now. Barwick worried out of it. Really good defence there from the home side. Tackles laid by Sarah Skinner. It's going to be a ball up just outside 50. Andrew Cooling, how are you seeing proceedings so far?
Yeah, the Northwest just got the edge at the moment. Just looking a little bit better around the ball, a little bit more threat, but pretty even start to this contest so far, Anthony. It's going to be a real physical battle, but I think those players with that extra pace like Amy are really going to be the keys to breaking the game away from, I suppose, rinse-repeat stoppages. As the ball comes inside 50, and it's a nice intercept mark taken, forward mark rather, from Skinner. And she got the distance in her here. She'll look a little like wanting to find a lead. Instead, launch it to the top of the square, and it's a towering mark taken by Bailey. But a push has been quite correctly adjudicated there by the umpire, Chips.
Yeah, and that's what Georgie Bailey does, not push in the back, but she provides that target that I was talking about before, Oz. It's the quarter-time siren here, but she's just put the 2 hands in the back, and that's a free kick every day of the week. She can hold her body body position okay, but you just can't infringe by pushing the back.
So quarter time here at Girdlestone Park, and the home side, they lead 2-1-13 to the SFL, 2 behinds. If you take a look at a couple of the goals so far, a really nice finish there from Taylor Marshall. She's the leading goal kicker in the NWFL and started this game on fire. Saw Megan Gaffney heavily involved for the NWFL as well. She's been everywhere. Candice Belbin also getting plenty of the football. Amy Bissett has had 2 looks on goal, 1 goal, 1 so far for her this afternoon. So we mentioned before the game, Tubes Taylor, that the wide expanses were going to really test when, obviously in this competition, playing with 16 aside on the field, the wide expanses were going to be a real test of game style. How have you seen it so far?
Yeah, no, absolutely. We can just see that both times that the NWFL have looked like scoring, they've either sent that deep entry inside forward 50 or they've used their leg speed to get around SFL defenders. And that's where you're going to score on Girdlestone Park. So the NWFL are rightly in front. They've been using their penetrating kicks, and we can see right there Amy Bissett's been a target up front for them. But I think it's still pretty even around the grounds. The SFL would love to get their hands on the ball and start giving it to a few of the players, such as Barwick, any of the Barwick girls. We know they're all good. Brianna Barwick's the one that's number 10 running through the middle. She's an absolute jet. They'd love to see it get into her hands, and as well as Georgie Bailey down front for the SFL. If they can get it into her hands anywhere within sort of 40 to 45 metres, she'll have a shot on goal. She's a beautiful kick of the footy. They just need to maximise their output from entries inside forward 50.
Absolutely. The words of Tubes Taylor here at quarter time at Girdlestone Park. The NWFL leading the SFL 2-1-13 to 2 behinds. We'll take a short break and bring you the second quarter action shortly. Welcome back to Girdlestone Park. This All-Star Series clash between the NWFL and the SFL. It's the home side leading 2-1-13 to 2 behinds. This occasion, you can see umpire Sam Bridges getting the players ready to start the second term. He raises the ball aloft. What can the SFLW respond with in this second quarter? This ball is now up in the air and underway. Vandenberg wins the tap down. Going back after it was Bailey. Plenty of bodies around this football at the moment. Barwick involved for the SFL, but the NWFL have the runners around as Humphries dishes the ball off after avoiding one tackle. Gets the handball out wide in the direction of Singleton. The SFL with the numbers though. Wrapped up in the tackle was Sutcliffe, playing down in defence today. Tackle laid there by Hayley Baldwin. Going in to get it again was Olivia Smith of the NWFL, but it's going to be a ball up just on the paint of 50. Vandenberg with the tap down, only as far as Baldwin, who launches the ball as far as she can into the middle of Girdlestone Park. In pursuit was Lily Ellis, unable to take the ball. The NWFL just looking a little bit cleaner at the moment, so try and move the ball forward once more. Ellis picks up the football and is wrapped up by 2. Umpire Bridges takes it back once again. Vandenberg decisively on that occasion wins it down, pushing the back, going to go the way of the SFL. So the free kick going to Gemma Webster, who one of the South's better performers in the first quarter, Chiefs.
Yeah, she's been pretty good. Every time she's gone near it, she's at least got her hands on the footy just to hold it and not panic to get rid of it immediately. That's great work from Barwick.
Really nice work there
Ellis
on the wing from Lily Ellis. Eventually loses the football though. Hobo Cox pushing it forward for the Northwest. Meeting it hard there. Hayley Baldwin coming like a freight train for the SFL. Now the ball's there to be won on the wing. Winning the football is Vandenberg. Only as far as Wiley wrapped up in a tackle. That's holding the football. NWFL have certainly brought the heat. Ball's now in Abby Hobo Cox's hands.
They're under siege every time they go near it, the SFL. Just great pressure from the NWFL.
Hobo Cox launches the ball inside 50. The mark's not quite taken there by Rachel Archer. She does well to go in and get the football, but the tackle's laid. Jenna Farrow wrapped up in a really strong tackle. Excellent work there by Singleton, who dishes the handball out wide. Emma Humphries once again to launch from outside 50 to a dangerous position. The ball's in a dangerous spot now for the SFL defence, and Odwogo sees it through for a minor score.
Again, they know they can get the ball in Emma Humphries' hands, and if she launches it long like that, the pressure just really comes on the SFL defenders.
Love the way Emma Humphries is going about it so far. Mackie Sutcliffe bringing the ball back in for the South. Gets it as far as she can. Humphries is at the back of the pack, but there's been an umpire's whistle. It's going to go the way of the SFL. So it all goes back. The hands of Skinner. Chip kick inboard to Archer. Great to see the locals, I'm sure some visitors from down south as well, in attendance. Really good crowd. Out wide, the ball goes to Webster.
She's had a lot of it. We talked about it before. She's taking her time. I like that.
Down the line, not her best kick, so it's out of bounds on the full. It's going to go the way of, in the hands of Emma Humphries. Just has to tell her coach, Richard Douglas, to get out of the way. The captain chips the ball down the line, just sets it up for her teammates. Rachel Archer wrapped up in a really strong tackle. NWFL's tackle pressure has been immense so far. Handball out wide goes the way of Olivia Smith. But the SFL once again trying to move the ball forward. Georgie Bailey is taken off the ball. Wrapped up in a strong tackle there was the SFL player, and we're going to have another ball up just outside attacking 50 for the home side. Vandenberg's been dominant in the ruck so far. Umpire's whistle. It's going to be a free kick going the way of the home side. So Shania Saywood now to pump the ball inside 50. She goes along to the top of the goal square. A dangerous spot out the back. It's going to be a foot race. Leading the race there is Taylor Marshall, but Odwogo does really well to halve that contest, and it goes out of bounds for a throw in.
Well, that was brilliant from the NWFL. Just again, that long, deep kick inside forward 50. I'm going to be saying that a lot today, I reckon. Every time you get the footy, take an extra 4 or 5 steps and launch it to the top of the square, or just 5 or 6 metres in front of the top of the square, because that's where it's dangerous at Girdlestone Park.
Yeah, getting the ball in deep, always a good strategy. Slightly shallow throw, might be able to see the South get away here. It's a clear and kick to space, takes a slightly awkward bounce. Gaffney gets to it now, looks to skip into some space. The handball backwards, they go forwards here. We'll drop the intercept mark, that might let him miss it. Little push off there, fighting hard for Vandenberg at ground level, but eventually it'll spill into space. Just buffeted off the ball again there. It was Gaffney. The speedsters in the forward half of the Northwest, but it's going to come right back at the SFL defence here, and there's free players everywhere.
If you just look at that from an outsider's perspective, where are the blue jumpers here?
Yeah.
Where are they? There's all gold and maroon. Emma Humphries found space. You can't give it to her inside forward 50 because we know she's a beautiful kick. We know she's going to go back and have a shot from here, and she's definitely got the journey in it.
Really good composure there from Singleton too. Just had plenty of options, didn't get flustered by it, just had a look around, glanced about, saw the best one, spots up the teammate, and pretty regulation shot this one. It'll be directly in front. Distance shouldn't be a problem, but a good chance here for the NWFL to skip out to a 3-goal lead. They have started this game the better. It'd be good value for it if she can convert this one. It's a lovely technique on the drop punt. Just leans back and strokes the throw. No problem at all. Beautiful kicking there, and it's an 18-point advantage here to the home side. They're well on top at the moment, gentlemen.
Yeah, you just, again, I'm going back to what I said before. You just can't give players like Emma Humphries space like that. And if you look on the replay, where are the blue jumpers?
Yep.
There's one on screen. I know there's one yellow one, but if you zoom out a bit from that, it's all Northwest. It's all Northwest. They've got to put pressure on the ball carrier, and they've got to put pressure around the ground too. They've just got to stand next to their opposition player.
Yeah, love that composure, as you mentioned before, Drew from Singleton. She would identify that Emma Humphries is probably the best kick out of the 32 players out there at the moment. And Emma Humphries in all that space, she was never going to miss. Back in the middle of the ground, the SFL in desperate need of a response. Bailey's loopy handball was in pursuit by Brooke Barwick, but NWFL bringing the heat. Another ball up. SFL really struggling to get the ball inside 50 at the moment. Vandenberg once again dominant in the ruck. Humphries just kicks the ball off the ground to space. Just going to lead the way forward as well. Coming the other way was a teammate. Just misses the handball to Olivia Smith. Goes back in again. There's Olivia Smith wrapped up in the tackle for another ball up. So 3 goals the difference at the moment. The ball's on the outer wing. Vandenberg wins it down. The NWFL moving it forward. Bissett was the target. Already has 1 goal for the afternoon. Finds a bit of space. Drives the ball inside 50 to a dangerous spot. The SFL have the numbers though. Mackie Sutcliffe takes the mark on the last line of defence.
So relieving mark. They've been absolutely under siege, the SFL defence. Clear and kick, but the numbers favour the NWFL at the fall of it.
There it is, right there.
Came through to the 1 for the SFL, which was a Ransom, worked it forward. Picked up down there by Vandenberg, but the SFL retain it. Goes looking for Phillips in midfield, tries to sweep the handball, but turned it straight over there to Kirby Breaky, who sends it forward. Good courage under the high ball was shown by Jenna Farrow there, copped a whack. Perhaps unfortunate not to have got a free kick, Jenna Farrow, and is going to be a ball up instead.
Again, just numbers around the footy for the girls from the Northwest. They're just dominating around the ground.
Jenna Farrow, fine goalkeeper in the round bowl form, has spent the last couple of years as probably the state's best goalkeeper in soccer. Now just showing what a multi-code talented athlete she is, just hopping over straight into the rep game here. No issues whatsoever, and I can confirm very good under the high ball. So the SFLW trying to get something, anything going forwards here, but at the moment it's all one-way traffic, and this one's picked up by Haynes. Now a chance for Hudson, a free kick 1. So a chance for Phillips to send the SFL forwards here, and she finds a target and hits up Amy Prockerpiece, one of the gun forwards in the Devils program. Amy Prockerpiece going to be the real talisman in the forward line today, and she'll send them deep here, but it's intercepted there by Megan Gaffney.
Just saw Meg Phillips involved there as well. Drewy, another cross-code athlete, former Hurricanes and Tasmania Tigers listed player as well. So plenty of talent out there at the moment as the SFL look to bring the ball forward. Wiley in the direction of Bailey's, unable to quite trap the football. Nice work there from Libby Haynes just to launch the ball out of defence. Out of bounds though. Sarah Skinner's going to go and fetch it, take the ball back into play.
I think it's just, to me, it's quite obvious that the Northwest girls just want the ball more. You look at the numbers around the footy, that's great delivery though.
Yeah, really good ball there from Skinner to Prokopiece.
She's the one in this SFL forward line. If anyone can kick a bag and get them back into the game, this is the player you'd identify, I think, Amy Prokopiece.
And she's such a talented player that she spent a lot of her early days as a Devil down in defence at centre-half back and for Clarence as well. So, highly talented player. And this is a goal that the SFL desperately need. It's on the way. It's going to be right on the goal line. Can Georgie Bailey kick it through? She can't. The SFL putting the pressure on, but I thought the NWFL might have just rushed that through for a behind, but decided to take it on. And it's going to come back with interest as Ellis dances around one, kicks to a hot spot now. Mark's not taken. Doing well there was Limbrick. Gets the handball out wide, but Megan Gaffney's going to clear for the Northwest, and they'll look to make an attacking foray now off half-back.
So to the wing it goes, ball in dispute. It will be Ransley there first for the SFL. Sweeps the handball inside to Sutcliffe. There's 3 bodies there for the NWFL though. They've all tumbled forward. Odwogo leads all comers to it. She picks it up and just slams it towards the wing. Couldn't quite mark it there, Ransley getting involved. It fell to Barwick. Barwick screws one around the corner. Good strength shown there, and the SFL just starting to grow into the game. They charge forwards once again here. Can't connect with anything though, and it's taken away by Revell. Into the middle they go. Just running into her own teammate there was Ruby Mitchell. Fell the way of Barwick. Barwick bounces off and sends it out into space. That's a good kick, but unfortunately Ford couldn't complete the mark. Had time to recover the situation. Assesses it and then turns it over straight to Libby Haynes at half-back for the NWFL. She was parked back there, and they're starting to win the ball a little bit more, the SFL, but quite able to find the 4 targets with regularity at the moment. This one picked up down there by Breaky. Unable to get clean possession here, and it's Stacks on for the ball up on centre wing.
And the SFL just lacking that Emma Humphries type of kick at the moment, aren't they, Tubes? And long inside 50.
Yeah, and again, it's just numbers around the footy, support, talk. Simple things like that make a lot of difference in a rep game. And I know these girls play against each other every single week, but they don't know. Well, I'm not sure how many trainings the SFL girls have been to, but they wouldn't know their players overly well. I'm not sure how the Northwest are doing it so well, but they certainly would know that Emma Humphries is a beautiful kick of the footy.
Stevenson down the line, co-captain with Emma Humphries for this Northwest side. Really nice trap there on the wing by Gaffney. Wrapped up in a really good tackle by Mitchell, but it might be deemed in the back. Looks like it will be. So the free kick going to be coming back for the Northwest. Grace Mitchell, premiership captain with the Clarence Roos a couple of seasons ago. Chip kick finds Lauren Stevenson. Starting to get her hands on the football. Bit of VFLW experience behind her as well, as she kicks a really high ball to the paint of 50, and the mark's taken well there by Sarah Skinner. Another player who's spent quite a bit of time over at Arden Street. Kicks the ball from where it came. The pack forms. Back of the pack there was Baxter for the NWFL, but the loopy handball only goes as far as Elise Barwick, who's taken in the tackle, just gets the handball out wide. Emma Humphries now with the football. Nice smother there from Sutcliffe, but Humphries does well to recover. Potentially taken high there, I think, Emma Humphries. The umpire agrees, so a free kick going the way of the captain.
They'd know each other pretty well, these two, wouldn't they? Sutcliffe and Humphries, yeah.
Two of the stars of Tasmanian women's football for a long time now.
So Humphries drives this one deep. Strong tackle laid. The handball just got away in time. The SFLW with the numbers. A kick into dispute. Couldn't be marked down there by Barwick of the Brook variety. A free kick will be paid, however. So Lee's pressure just for the time being. Looking a little bit proppy there, Brooke Barwick, and maybe just fainting because she just sells a little bit of candy, then dashes past one, drives it. The kick not quite what she was after, and high contact there. The free kick, fairly straightforward decision to Starrick.
good stuff from Barwick to run there and use that pace, but she kicked to a 2-on-3.
It's decision making, isn't it? It's just letting the SFLW down a little bit at the moment. I reckon this quarter they've won a bit more of the football than they did in the first, but not quite spending it as well. Feel like it might be a day where goals are pretty hard to come by. We're almost at the half-time break already. The score has flown by.
How good is it to see people at the footy sitting right on the boundary in front of a bit of pipe?
Yeah, it's just the little things that you don't really appreciate till they're taken away, as they were last year. And I think a lot of us have got a new appreciation for a lot of the little things when it comes to attending sport and having crowds, the value that crowds add to contests. I think it's really been hammered home. And great to see people out at the footy on a Saturday afternoon. As the handball goes back, the clever little tap, although it's picked up there by Sarwood, and they might be able to make something happen. Good tackle from Archer, though. Good tenacity, but the ball somehow stays in here. Everyone, I think, just assumed it was going to be out of play. Dumping tackle from Webster. Just flung up in the air by Ellis, and eventually we will get the throw. And I think players have been expecting for about 30 seconds.
I think so. As you approach the dying stages of this quarter, you can see El Presidente, Damien Gill on the screen.
Jeez, he gets about that boy.
Going a few miles, just getting a man of the people, isn't he? Just chatting up there. Surprised he doesn't have a tin of a red can in his hands, perhaps.
As the siren sounds for half-time at Girdlestone Park, and it's the home side leading proceedings at the moment, 3-2-20 to the SFL, 2 behinds. The goal kickers for the NWFL, Emma Humphries, who kicked a great goal in that second quarter. Singles also to Amy Bissett and Taylor Marshall. It felt like the SFL started to at least get their hands on the football in that second quarter, gents, but just lacking that little bit of polish to really apply the scoreboard pressure to the home side.
Definitely more possession, Oz, and definitely a lot more intent of trying to run that ball up. We saw it there with Barwick late in that term, but just decision-making or skill execution, I'm not sure which one it is, but it's just, you can see this goal came about purely because the NWFL wanted the footy. And a group of them wanted the footy. And there was too much space given to Emma Humphries there, and this is a beautiful kick. But I think in the second half of that second term, the SFL wrestled it back a little bit with possession. And they can take a little bit into half-time knowing that they can get their hands on the footy. They've just got to maximise every opportunity they can.
Jeez, I'm just admiring that kicking technique of Emma Humphries. That is textbook. There's the definition of textbook. That's exactly how you're taught.
And Emma Humphries is one of those players, almost like, I guess, the Daisy Pearce of the AFLW, who's been a real pioneer for women's football in the state and has now had the opportunity to play at the AFLW and the VFLW level, and today is really proving her worth as a leader for this Northwest side as well. Who are some of the players that have really stood out to you so far, Tubes Taylor? Standouts
for me for the North. Number 1 and number 2, Humphries and Gaffney have been all over it. Bissett's provided a massive target up front. I thought Marshall in the ruck has been pretty good too. Nikki Ellis has provided a bit of spark around the ground as well. For the North, the Barwick girls' skin has been pretty good. I think down back, Wiley and Odwogo have been, if the SFL didn't have them, they'd be in a lot of trouble. But I just want to see them just get the footy, hold the footy, and not rush, not panic. But the pressure from the NWFL, it's immense. They're everywhere.
Yeah, it's going to be a tough one in the second half because whilst I agree they've probably lacked a little composure at times, they're going to need to take some risks to overhaul this deficit. It's not going to be a high-scoring game, so there's a pretty low margin for error. If you get burnt taking some risks, a goal or two the other way, it could kill the contest off.
Yeah, and during the week, coach of the SFL, Brad Willis, did say he wanted his side to play a really fast attacking brand, so it's going to be a real balancing act for the SFL heading into the second half as we take a quick break here in commentary. The NWFL leading by 3 goals in this All-Stars Club. Action coming up next. Welcome back to Girdlestone Park for the second half of this game between the SFL and the NWFL. The SFL trying to chase down a 3-goal deficit as we head into the second half of this game. Immediate stoppage in the middle of the ground. Tubes Taylor, what do the SFL need to do to get back into this contest?
Possess the footy. Just hold onto it and deliver it around the ground to each other and just hold it away from this northwest side, because the rush kicks and that sort of kick don't always end up in the right spot. It's going to be okay here, though.
SFL bring the ball inside 50. A couple of numbers are there, but really nice work from Karina Baxter to hold things up. Stoppage just inside attacking 50 for the Southerners.
They need a goal early just to get a bit of confidence.
Fox and Vandenberg in the ruck. Fox wins it on that occasion, trying to get it in the way of Brianna Barwick. NWFL again with so many numbers around the ball. Belbin drives the ball out wide in the direction of Nikki Ellis. Wrapped up in the tackle by Shani Wiley, and will be rewarded with Wiley. A really good tackle, immediately putting her under the pump.
She's been in the best, Wiley, for sure.
High up and under, but there's been an umpire's whistle. This could be 50 metres, potentially. So I'm not sure if it was coming off the mark or what it was for, but now Shani Wiley has a chance to pump the ball long.
She was only trying to give herself 25 there,
yeah,
by the looks
absolutely.
of things.
Now she's going to be kicking from much closer to goal. As a defender, I don't know if she's got this kick in her, but it's on the way now from Shani Wiley into a dangerous spot, and the mark's been taken by Sarah Skinner. She's a prolific ball winner and knows how to kick a goal as well. It's a golden opportunity for the SFLW to hit the board.
Right place, right time there for Skinner.
Top of the goal square for Sarah Skinner, and just misses to the left-hand side. That's a big let-off for the NWFL. The Southerners have started this half well, but really need to get that scoreboard moving.
Can't be missing chances like that when you're down by 3 goals. Will they really be made to pay back the other way by the NWFL as Megan Gaffney gets it? We know she offers plenty of dash, offers the kick to Sarwood instead this time, who works it further afield. Couldn't quite be controlled by Amy Bissett, and the ball will come back the other way for the SFL. So a chance here, but just dropping the mark was Barwick. One she probably should have had there. Socked off the ground by the ruckman in Charlie Vandenberg. Now stooping in to get it once more was Baldwin. She's wrapped up and will have a tackle right in the middle of the park.
Just need to possess it. I just wanted to slow it down, hold the footy. If you get a mark, slow it down, look for someone by himself.
Definitely need to take their chances. Can't afford to squander what looks like they had a moment ago as the NWFL go forward once more. It's controlled down there by Sutcliffe, just shrugs off one and then sends it towards the wing. It's a good looking kick. Skinner going back, couldn't quite take the mark. Gathered now by Hoiberg Cox, showing some dash to get away from Barwick. Sends it forward. They had a 2-on-1 there. Sarwood couldn't quite control the mark, but got it down to Ellis. Ellis now sends it deep. Adwogo doing well, took front position, defended the contest nicely. Now Farrow puts her head in it, but she handballed it straight to the opposition in Marshall. Adwogo trying to shake free, and she does. Priscilla Adwogo. She offers plenty of dash off half back, and she sends them away here, but it's going to come right back at them because she's picked out Humphries. And Humphries
have a
use
shot.
it well. Might be just a bit far out for that, I reckon, Tubes, but she'll launch it long and find a teammate. She'll use it well. That was always going to be the guarantee. And Nikki Ellis has a shot coming up.
Again, numbers around the ball. We just saw it right then. There were 3 northwest jumpers, 2 south jumpers. Where's the southern defender that's playing on that extra number? They're not even in the screen.
So Nikki Ellis, the chance to extend the lead to 23 points. Don't think she's got the journey on this occasion. Almost bringing it down was Marshall, top of the square. Skipping away into space is the dangerous Amy Bissett, who couldn't quite bend it back enough. And just the minor score.
Again, if the numbers are down in deep in the north forward line there, defending, they kick it out from there and it's coming straight back.
Yeah.
They've just got to go player on player, I think.
Sutcliffe to bring the ball back into play for the South. Long booming ball out to the outer wing. Couple of players at the back. Ford's involved. Brooke Barwick, sorry, I should say. Zema Humphries tries to dance around one. Again, the NWFL with the numbers as Humphrey wins it back again. kicks the ball down the line. Mark's not quite taken in the end. Wiley sweeps on the football for the South. It's going to be umpire's ball.
I tell you what, without Wiley, without Odwogo, and without... come on, Tubes. Be better than this.
Sutcliffe, yep.
They'd be lost.
Yeah,
they'd be lost.
Facing plenty of inside 50s at the moment, the SFL defenders, as Archer breaks away from the contest. A really good mark taken there by Stacey Fox. Quickly dances around, needed to get rid of the ball quickly, and she does. Kicks the ball into space at half forward, and once again, it's that last kick that's really letting them down as Gaffney kicks it back into the middle of the park. Mark's taken, and we're starting to see the NWFL take these marks as well, as Vandenberg chips the ball inside 50. Ellis was the target. Again, Wiley involved for the South under the pump, trying to halve this contest now of the SFL. They might actually win it in the end as Sutcliffe's handball goes over the top. Coming in was Vandenberg for the northwest side. Meg Phillips involved now for the SFL. Just a scrappy ball at half forward for the home side, and I think this one, well, the umpire decides just to let it play on, and they might get the ball out now, the NWFL. Plenty of bodies around this football. Barwick taps it backwards. Emma Humphries is around the football, and that's going to make the SFL nervous as she tries to shrug one tackle, tries to shrug a second, just gets rid of it perhaps. The umpire says it was legally disposed of. Not 100% sure about that one. So
got away with one.
Gaffney in the middle of the ground.
There, maybe. Humphries. Well, ball don't lie. This one intercepted there by Phillips. So the ball goes back into the hands of the SFL. Under a little bit of pressure here is Baldwin. From her knees, she got the handball across to Archer. Archer back inside as they build through the middle here. They send it long, and a good intercept mark is taken there. Controlling the skies, Libby Haynes. About the third or fourth time today she's chopped one off down there. Just reading the play really intelligently, Libby Haynes, and she takes her time and then just chips one out wide to Corinna Baxter.
That's exactly what I want the South to do.
Yeah.
Just find targets.
Just a bit of composure. Tubes Taylor calling for her. Spotting out their targets here. It's Hoiberg Cox. And she'll patiently wait and see what's on offer. Eventually called to play on. She forces it forward further on. Picking that one up was Sutcliffe rather. Pressure being applied here on Ruby Mitchell, who can't quite control the ball. Will be taken away by Archer. She's sent it down towards centre wing. They've got the numbers here, the SFLW. Can they think their way through it? That was really good composure shown by Hudson. Going back in now is Phillips. Tumbles a kick to half forward. Once again, it is all NWFL back there, though, and they're going to send it forward with some interest here. Good, strong intercept mark taken there, though.
Archer, I think. She's been good this term.
Coming up trumps once more. Here's Archer, who'll switch this one into the middle, though. Bit dicey that. Invited some danger, and shaking away from two was Candice Belbin. Swings them forward. Odwogo read it well. Dropped it and left it behind. She might be able to pick it back up, though, and still repel off half back. Didn't have an option, and in the end, she just got a fist to it. Then lays a great tackle to win it back herself. Well, perseverance from Priscilla Odwogo rewarded.
Second efforts. That's what I want to see. If you can't get the ball and you lose it, go back and try again. That was brilliant, Brian Odwogo.
Odwogo down the line, a high up and under at the back of the pack. Mark's not quite taken by Elise Barwick. Again, the numbers with the NWFL as Hoiberg Cox's kick around the corner only goes as far as Wiley, who returns the favour and gives the ball back to Shania Saywood, who now kicks the ball to the top of the 50. SFL with the numbers on this occasion, but unable to find a clean target by hand. Candice Belbin taken high on that occasion.
Just look at them all. It's a yellow and maroon swarm.
Plenty of options here for Candice Belbin. She stops and assesses. In the end, just chips it to a teammate. SFL with the numbers there. The handball out wide. Quick snap there from Singleton. Up in the air. It's going to be a foot race now. The SFL have a couple of numbers on the last line of defence. Hurried kick along the ground. Might give them a couple of moments of reprieve, but I dare say it's going to be coming back in just a moment. Nice work there from Jacinta Limbrick, but she's set upon by the NWFL player. Ransley wraps up in the tackle, but she has the runner there in Rachel Archer, who gets the ball out of defensive 50 and out of bounds. And it will be taken by Megan Gaffney, who is winning plenty of the football in this encounter.
Another one who's had some success in multiple codes. Fairly impressive ground ball player, Megan Gaffney. Similarly athletic as this one's launched forward. And parked back underneath it was Skinner. Drop one she should have taken, but it won't matter in the end as they're still able to rebound off defensive 50. They send it further afield. Hoiberg-Cox got hands to it, then it fell out for Haynes. Haynes goes back in the direction of Vandenberg, just tumbles one further forward. A couple of spoils come from behind, and now a chance for the NWFL inside 50. The numbers back there with the South, though. Didn't use the spare, just opted to blast it outside defensive 50. Might have been better off just holding up and using the support she had. That's a great tackle, though, from Barwick. Oh, surely should have been rewarded. Just clean dropped the football there. Stiff stuff there. Unfortunate it was Elise Barwick, but they win the ball back anyway. As this one's again, most of their attacks are dying right now. They're just kind of hitting a wall at midfield and half back. And once again, it's a 2-on-1 up here. And it's just going to be controlled, I think, by the NWFL, fighting on a good battle. And a pretty good result in the end there from Bailey to just force a stoppage.
That was good from Georgie Bailey just to hold the ball up there. She was outnumbered, but just dove on it. Smart footy.
Back in the ruck, one down on that occasion by Fox. Sarah Skinner now at the foot of the contest trying to keep the ball in play. In the end, she's harassed over the line. Get a throw in here. Oh, no, sorry, a free kick, I should say, going the way of the NWFL. No, it will be the throw in. So 11 and a half minutes just about played in this third term in the SFL, despite just getting their hands on the football, yet to hit the scoreboard with a major score as the ball's thrown back into play. Vandenberg won it down, but only as far as opposite number in Stacey Fox. Rinse and repeat, another stoppage just at half forward for the Southerners. Vandenberg and Cox once again. Stacey Fox wins it down. Barwick's there for the SFL. Tarn forward as well. Nice work from Hoiberg-Cox. Wrapped up in a really strong tackle by Tiana Ford. Another stoppage. Vandenberg wins that one down in the direction of Breaky. Taken over the line. So, ball hasn't really left this 2-metre box for the past couple of minutes, Andrew Cooling.
First time they've been able to get up there in a while and get any sustained pressure. They've just locked it in at the stoppage here. They've got to win it. They need a goal here.
I really like the build-up, though, Oz, when they took it from half-back to half-forward. At least and they've been able to lock it in.
Yeah, that was a huge play from Bailey in the 2-on-1 to get the stoppage and force this, really. Every other time the extra number's been winning out. So can the SFL find something here? They badly need a goal if there to be any chance. The NWFL backline standing up under pressure here at the moment, though. Clearing kick is taken, gathered, sent forward there by Hudson. Well defended, and it'll fall to the hands of Hoiberg-Cox. He has her kick smothered. Another throw in.
Hudson's really good. She plays at the South East Suns. She's really, really good at just slowing the game down. Just slowing it down while the ball and the pressure is around her. She takes possession of the footy, and she just takes her time to get rid of it. And that's what the whole team needs to do from the South. A goal here would be perfect.
They need something. They're going to give themselves a hope into the last. That's going to need to be retaken there. So we'll wait for the secondary contest here. And a key one looming.
Turbo Chook's going berserk in the background.
And they're up and about. They're sensing the occasion here. Just taken out of the ruck and swung wayward by Bailey. The kick ill-directed. First to the football's Gaffney, and good luck catching her. Megan Gaffney takes off, sends it in the direction of Singleton. Will come back inside, though. And backing back, that's a good mark taken, and an opportunity for Skinner to kick a vital goal. Opts to play on instead, though. Spotted a teammate in space and just chips it over the top to Barwick. And an easier kick. Good composure.
A couple of Glenorchy players teaming up there together.
So, Barwick of the Brook variety to cut the margin to 2 goals. They need this one. She goes back and drives it straight through the middle and gives them a glimmer in the shadows of three-quarter time. Their first of the afternoon, 1-3-9. They cut the margin to an even 2 goals. Still the NWFL in the ascendancy, 3-3-21.
Well, the NWFL have dominated the previous 10 minutes of this quarter, but they haven't been able to put the numbers on the board. The SFL have done well to lock it in and keep it inside their forward 50 for the last 5 minutes. And they've got their rewards now. A beautiful kick from Brooke Barwick. It's just clever work. Skinner knows that Brooke Barwick's a beautiful kick of the footy. At 15 years old, what we say, 15, the young start, playing senior footy at Glenorchy, and well and truly one of the great players of Tassie footy already.
Yeah, there's so much young talent out on display this afternoon. Can get a free kick here going the way of the NWFL. Singleton, handballs out wide to Emma Humphries, who just pumps the ball as far as she can inside 50. A couple of flyers were there. The foot of the contest was Barwick, who just kicks it into space. It's going to be a foot race now. Merging with the football was Breaky, quickly tackled. Hoiberg Cox, who's been really impressive this afternoon, uses her left boot, but only as far as Rachel Archer.
She's been excellent this term.
Archer tries to switch the ball. Does well. Had the option out wide there in Farrow. Goes further afield in the direction of Jacinta Limbrick, who does well to gather the football, stops and props and kicks to a dangerous spot on the ground. Sarah Skinner didn't have to break stride and decides to play on. In the end, run herself into a little bit of trouble, and the mark's taken by Libby Haynes. And that is the end of the third quarter. That would have been a big moment to finish the term for the SFL. A wasted opportunity with seconds to spare.
I'm pulling my hair out here, Oz, because that's exactly what I've been saying from the start of the game. Just take your time, slow it down. I understand what Barwick was trying to do there, and I'm not criticising it. But and it's hard too, because she doesn't know how much time is left. But if they do slow it down, they can take their time and hit up kicks like that instead of playing on. Maybe she knew there was about 2 seconds to go.
I get the sense she might have. They were really going with intent. She played on immediately.
Yeah.
I think perhaps, just sensing that, knew she had to get it forward quickly.
It's just me getting frustrated, I think, that the games could have... It should be a lot closer. It should be a lot closer than what it's showing on the scoreboard.
So three-quarter time at Girdlestone Park, and the Northwest are leading this encounter 3-3-21 to 1-3-9. That late goal for the SFL coming via Brooke Barwick. It could have been a second in the dying stages as well, but in the end, the SFL, they still find themselves 2 goals down heading into the final term. We'll take a short break here in commentary and bring the final quarter action to you next. Welcome back to Girdlestone Park. As you can see there, the NWFL leading this encounter, 3-3-21 to the SFL 1-3-9. Goal kickers for the NWFL, Aspen Orton, as well as Amy Bissett and Emma Humphries. SFLW, the one goal coming courtesy of Brooke Barwick, a missed opportunity late in the term that could have made things really interesting. But the SFL at least able to hit the scoreboard with a goal, and I guess the last 5 or 6 minutes of that quarter, gents, they really did dominate field position.
Yeah, absolutely, and they locked it into their forward line. That's what I want to see them do. If they can get it into their forward line, lock it in until you get a goal. Repeat entries and wear down the defence of the Northwest. But the Northwest, when they get the footy, they're taking those 5 steps. They're taking they're utilising their pace, and they're running to create space for themselves to be able to deliver to their forward line. And I just don't think the SFL are matching up close enough. They're giving their opponents just a little bit too much room. They're being courteous to them, perhaps. Beautiful ground up here at Girdlestone Park. But what I want, here's my plan, right? If I'm coach of the SFL, Stacey Fox into the ruck.
Yep.
Right. And get a ball moving forward quickly and an early goal, just to get the girls up and about. He's not listening to me because it looks like Georgie Bailey's in the ruck. But I don't care who smashes it forward. Georgie's got to get up there and jump up over Vanderberg.
Tell you what, Tubes, you'd make a fantastic coach if you could just dial up a goal on order like that. Yep, early goal, we'll take it. I think any coach in the world would love that skill.
That works.
I agree, the game needs it though, because if the NWFL were to get the first, I think that could just about be curtains, and they'll get first use here as they win the ball down and send it forwards. A couple of players overrun it. Eventually it's picked up by the outstanding Archer. She had a great game. Handball was a good one, found Ransley. Ransley kicks it down the corridor. Now forward off the deck, just keeps it moving. It's not going to be a free kick to Barwick. Play allowed to continue. It's Hoiberg-Cox who sends it wide. It's a kick that wasn't particularly to the favour of Humphries. Did really well to win it, then wrapped up in a great tackle from Barwick. A fantastic tackle. And a ball up, I think, is the call from the umpire. A tough player to stop is Humphries. And she looked like she was about to saunter inside 50 there. Crucial stop. She fists this one up in the air. The handball forwards is gathered, and now a chance for the NWFL on the attack early on. They controlled the first 10 minutes of the third quarter and couldn't find a goal. And it was real bend but don't break stuff from the SFL defence. Can they keep that going? Charging once again is Hoiberg-Cox. She's been really lively today. The handball over the top finds Humphries. We know she's a long kick. She sets sail from downtown. How will it bounce? Emma Humphries launching from outside 50 and kicks the goal that might just about seal it. A 3-goal lead, the goal of the day, and Emma Humphries just looked confident from the moment she picked up the footy.
Wow, that is Emma Humphries perfectly summed up right here. And this is a 55-metre launch. And it's bounced a couple of times and gone through, but this is a genuine 50 here at Girdlestone Park. Brilliant stuff by the star that is Emma Humphries.
I think you made a comment when she was in the centre square last quarter that she could have had a shot from goal then. Perhaps she could have, and judging from that kick there, that's a great finish. And really nice work there from Emma Humphries. She's stamping her authority on this contest, and said before, Drewy, that the first goal might just put things beyond the SFL if the NWFL were to get it, and that's exactly what they've done. How can the Southerners respond? Hoiberg-Cox, who's had the ball on a string for much of this second half, kicks the ball and ends up going in to fetch it once again as well. The umpire lets it go in the end, deemed holding the football, so a free kick going the way of the SFL. Tian Ford, I should say. She goes to Sarah Skinner. Nice smother there from Humphries, who's doing everything at the moment. Olivia Smith in pursuit of the football. Handballs are back. A nice tackle laid there by the SFL player. Ball's just bouncing around here at the moment. Georgie Bailey involved. Lindisfarne product. It's going to be a free kick going the way of Georgie Bailey. So just taking her time in the end, just sets it up to the paint of 50. Fox was the target, unable to complete the mark. Libby Haynes is involved for the Northwest. Hurried kick up the wing. It's going to be coming back with interest though, courtesy of Barwick, who only goes as far as the NWFL defender.
Again, that kick, you can see that she's kicked it from just inside the centre square, and it's just broken the 50, just not far enough.
Picked up by Skinner, who's immediately dispossessed. A strong tackle there. And a free kick. It's an 18-point margin, which, you know, in a high-scorer game, you might think, yeah, it's gettable. When you've kicked 9 points total for the day and you've got to get 200% more than that just to draw level in the final quarter, it is a mountain they're facing right now, the SFL.
I look at it a little differently, Cools. I like to think they've had 4 scoring shots and 3 of them have missed.
In 3 quarters.
If they get, yeah, I know, but it's not, you know, okay.
It's going to be tough, Tubes.
Yeah,
if they do come back,
do
come back, it makes it all the more momentous, Tubes.
Yeah,
what you got to take in,
yeah.
because it really would be quite the victory from this point. But yeah, let's hope that there can be a goal or two, just a flicker of life back to it. Because at the moment, you fancy the hosts in command as the mark is taken by Sutcliffe. Sutcliffe assesses her options and then just goes straight down the middle. Plenty of numbers at the full ice. This one for the Northwest, though. Just getting pushed out a little there was Hoiberg Cox. No free kick forthcoming. They raffle it between a couple, and then it falls to Stevenson, who just sends one into kind of free territory. It works out all right, though. Great tackle laid by Barwick. That'll be holding the footy. Good, strong play there from Elise Barwick on this occasion, and she gets it moving quickly as she knows she must. Sends it out in the direction of Ransom. She's got a few in support. Kicks it out in front of Phillips. Phillips did well to control it and get past the defender. Then sends the midside 50. Looking there in the Procopiece direction. It fell to Tiana Ford. Swings it round the corner, top of the square. And just rush it through. Oh dear, look to take on Phillips instead.
Even the bloke over there in the Tassie tuxedo said that's holding the footy.
And holding the ball. It's been a few times from both teams today, just a real reluctance to rush the behind. I don't really understand it.
Meg Phillips.
So Phillips, from the impossible angle, just tried to square it in there, and it's intercepted.
So the Northwest let off on that occasion. Gaffney's going to be the target. Great composure under the football to gather. Now she's going to use her speed. In the end, just kicks it down the line, waiting for a runner. That runner does eventually come as the NWFL ship the ball further down the wing, only as far as Rachel Archer, who's been absolutely everywhere, particularly across half-back in this second half. Her kick goes as far as Webster, dishes the handball out wide. Baldwin was the target. Had support there in Webster and Elise Barwick. It's Webster with the football, who kicks to half forward. Limbrick, handball over the top, trying to find Webster. Sloppy work there by the NWFL defender, so it's going to be going the way of Gemma Webster, just inside the centre square. Just didn't quite get the kick how she would have liked there. Webster potentially taken high with a player coming off the 50 line as well, but the umpire lets it go. Bouncing ball around at the moment, a strong tackle laid by Ford, but it was just as the umpire's whistle went. It's going to be a free kick going the way of the NWFL at half back. The SFL have started this quarter with quite a few inside 50s, but the Northwest defenders are holding up well.
Yeah, doing their job well. Tiana Ford starting to lift around the ball a little bit for the SFL in this quarter too, starting to get heavily involved. Archer, as you mentioned a moment ago, has been pivotal, bouncing off half-back, intercepting, providing that rebound. But for now, they are 3 goals in arrears, and they've got, 9 minutes left in this contest to find them. So the NWFL defence putting the clamps on. That's all they've got to do to secure the win here. That one down by Vandenberg. Fell back to Charlie Vandenberg, but caught a strong tackle from Limbrick on this occasion. So we'll have another ball up, and that will suit the NWFL just fine. It's flying over the top. Once again, Vandenberg. Ooh, strong tackle laid, perhaps a little overzealous on the second one. Oh, we're feeling the effects of that. But the game just caught in a stoppage here for the time being. Neither side able to really clear the area. Eventually they will kick it free and they head centrally. Can they charge forward here, the SFL? They need to find something, and this is some great dash shown by Barwick. Burns off a defender, sends it forward in the forward direction. She takes it, just holds it up, got no trouble. That's holding the footy. Ashley Corbett holding the progress of Ford up, and a decisive tackle there.
I can see what she was trying to do there, Tiana Ford. She was just trying to get the ball towards a teammate there, but just, again, pressure from Northwest across the whole day has been immense. They just haven't been able to get a hold of the footy. Look how massive this ground is. That's the first real shot that we've had that shows how enormous Girdlestone Park is.
It's a big ground. You did say that pre-game, Tubes, and just really interesting that fast gunslinging game for the SFL just hasn't quite worked, given the expanses. Often that next kick, the play just hasn't been there. NWFL really, with their skills, have been able to master the conditions. This ball's thrown back into play. Stacey Fox wins the football. A couple of the NWFL players thought it might need to be recalled. The umpire disagreed. Only goes as far as Hoiberg Cox has been one of the better players of the afternoon as she drives the ball inside 50, looking for a target. It's going to be out the back here. Big job now for the SFL defence. Sutcliffe combines with Archer. Abogo was there in support, but Archer decides to go down the line. Umpire's whistle, it's going to be a free kick. Umpire Sam Bridges. Sarah Skinner tries to take off, but will be dragged back. Take the ball just outside defensive 50. Great to see so many people here in support. Really good crowd at Girdlestone Park. Beautiful day on the northwest coast as Skinner's kick down the line. In the end, only goes as far as Hoiberg Cox, who just launches it inside 50. Rachel Archer almost takes the grab on the second juggle. She's been excellent today. Ends up going in and laying the tackle. Skinner now under the pump for the SFL, and it's going to be another stoppage.
Again, this half-back line of the SFL of Sutcliffe, Skinner, Wiley, Archer has been enormous. Every time that it's come near them, they've gobbled it up. The scoreline could have been really disastrous if they hadn't have had such a good game.
They faced a lot of pressure at Wogo, the other one in that
Wogo,
back six, who's really been imperious back there. And they've certainly been under the pump. They repel once more here, but they've got to get the ball moving the other direction. They've got 5.5 minutes to conjure 3 goals. Time starting to become an enemy. The Northwest quite happy to just make this a physical grind with repeat stoppages from here on out, as far as they're concerned. That will suit them just nicely as the two 10s go at each other there, Barwick and Smith. Fell outside and then they launch it forward, but once again, the intercept mark is taken back there by Sutcliffe, who get them moving quickly. She'll go straight through the corridor and finds a target. It's well marked by Baldwin. How can Baldwin find a target? She'll send it out wide. It wasn't the best kick, but it works out okay to the advantage there of Ransom. Getting themselves into a little bit of trouble here, and that's a strong tackle. And it'll be a ball up. It was laid by Saward. That halts any progress the SFL were making. And they've not got long left now. Good piece of ruck work that from Charlie Vandenberg, who's impressed in that department today. Intercept mark taken by Limbrick. Limbrick by hands to Archer. Archer sends it out towards Skinner, but it wouldn't sit for her. She then forced to lay a tackle. In comes Humphries. Not quite sit for it. Doesn't matter. A free kick's been pulled out here for the South anyway. And Humphries just doing that great piece of gamesmanship where you just stand over the football and ask the umpire to just please explain what your decision was. Oh, the ball's underneath me, is it? Love that type of gamesmanship. Really professionally done there by Humphries, showing her experience. That's a good tackle laid by Barwick. And we'll have our all up inside 50 for the South.
Thinking about my votes for the game today, Oz, and I think Andrew Cooling might get 3 votes for the use of the term imperious. Brilliant stuff from him.
You almost had a standing ovation from yourself there, Tubes. I did notice your response to that.
Go to Google it.
Jeez, you never listened to me commentate the soccer before. Do love lobbing that adjective as centre-back.
So, almost 13 minutes gone in this final term. NWFL 4-3-27 leading the SFL 1-3-9. It's been a great day for the hosts. The SFL, it's going to be a bridge too far from here, but can they put on one last goal? Emma Humphries almost wrapped up in the tackle in the end. A great effort from Brooke Barwick to lay the second tackle. Handball from Ransom out wide. The SFL chipping the ball to half forward. Just beats Brianna Barwick, the skipper of the South, out of bounds for a throw in.
Well, it's been entertaining footy. You can just see how the NWFL, I think that the difference might have been today, pace. desire to go to a contest, and their ability to pick the ball up on first go and use those 3 steps to get out of trouble. And no doubt there's some talent riddled through the SFL side. I just think the NWFL have just had it over the top of them from the bounce, from the opening bounce. Hopefully the SFL in their next few games can take a few things away from this game and learn from it.
It's nice work there from Olivia Hudson, but only as far as Karina Baxter. Big ball to win now on the wing as Gemma Webster chips the ball towards 50, but another great mark taken. NWFL have been superb across half back. The kick out wide finds Gaffney, who's now going to use her wheels and go. Runs down the wing, but not her best kick in the end. Marks dropped by Johnny Ransley. Tried to recover. Nice pressure there for Amy Bissett. The SFL kick the ball into the middle of the ground, and the mark's been taken. Hudson again chips the ball to half forward. Direction of Fox. Umpire's whistle. It's going to be a free kick.
I really like Olivia Hudson. I don't think she's been given a lot of opportunity today, but every time she uses a footy, at least in the SFLW games that I've watched her, she uses the footy really well.
As a quick snap goes to the top of the square, and a strong mark taken by Limbrick, who can just go back. She doesn't need to rush too much there. Isn't the time for 3 goals now, but a chance for Limbrick to add one and just close down the scoreline a little here. Cut it back to an even 2 goals as we enter the final minute of this contest. It's going to be the Northwest victorious, but it'll be by around about 2 goals unless there's any more scoring here. Cuts the margin there, does Limbrick, with a nice mark and goal. Look, I think they've had a pretty good second half, the SFL. I think
Absolutely.
the class, ultimately, the difference for me has been Emma Humphries with 2 huge goals that I don't think anyone else in the park had the capability to kick.
Absolutely. I was going to say to you fellas, I think she's clearly been best on ground with 2 goals, one from outside 55 and another from about 35, 40 metres out as well. She's been outstanding, but that's a great goal to Limbrick.
Yeah, 2 goals, and you look at, there was that miss from about 10 metres out the SFL had.
Yep.
You miss that, and you've got the opposite team just banging one from 55, and that could be the difference as we tick towards the siren here. Ransom sends it forward. It's picked up there by Breakey. Back into the middle. The siren surely imminent as the NWFL go forward, but the siren rings out. It's the NWFL victorious, 4-3-27, defeating the SFL 2-3-15. Emma Humphries with a pair of spectacular goals, one from 55 metres out, helping get them across the line in an entertaining contest, and one that I think we'd all agree the Northwest were worthy winners in.
Yeah, they were class. They had outside run, they had inside balls, they had everything you needed, and I think the class of Emma Humphries definitely stood out as the best on ground for me with a couple of goals. Gaffney as well for the Northwest. But some of the unsung heroes, I guess, might have been that half-back line. With Charlie Vandenberg in the ruck, she gave their midfielders first use every time. But Shania Sayward, Libby Haynes and Amy Bissett and Abby Hoiberg-Cox off the half-back line was a rock, and when she swung into the middle she got plenty of footy too. For the SFL women, I think that half-back line of Odwogo, Sutcliffe and Wiley particularly in the first half was a wall, but then Rachel Archer came into the game in the second half too and was really solid down in defence. Gemma Webster had moments, as did Sarah Skinner and Brianna Barwick. They were all good, those players that I mentioned from the south. But I think just the more these teams play together, and I think rep footy should be a thing in our state, and it's great to see the girls committing to it as they have done. And it was an entertaining game of footy. But the more that these SFL women and Northwest women understand that there'll be opportunities to play rep footy, I think we'll see these games get better and better as time goes on.
Absolutely, and I think the opportunity for a lot of these young players to play alongside the likes of an Emma Humphries, Libby Haynes, or for the SFL, players who also have had a fair bit of experience, like Sarah Skinner at the VFLW level as well. It's only going to benefit the young players moving forward. So fantastic performance by the NWFL this afternoon. They've won 4-3-27 to 2-3-15. And coming up next, the NWFL will be playing the NTFA at Dial Park on Monday, 14th of June. And then next Sunday, the SFL get a chance at redemption when they take on the NTFA at North Hobart Oval. So the NWFL, they've drawn first blood as part of this Tasmanian Women's Statewide All-Star Series. Now, I know you mentioned that Andrew Cooling was in your votes before. Choose, do you have some votes for this afternoon's contest?
Yeah, I'll go through with a 3-2-1. I think Emma Humphries gets 3.
Yep.
Easy. 2 to Megan Gaffney. And I'm going to give 1 to a Southern player. She came into the game late, but I thought she was excellent in the second half, and that's Rachel Archer.
Hard to argue with much of that. Tubes Taylor, any closing thoughts from you, Andrew Cooling?
Yeah, I think well covered. I would have slotted Hoiberg Cox in the vote somewhere, Tubes. I reckon you've done her dirty. Thought she was outstanding.
No, she was excellent. I just wanted to put a Southerner in there, that's all.
Real good.
My Northwest bias would come out if I did all the Northwesters. But, I was very imperious with Swain. That's a terrible...
There's not even using it.
No. Well, give me a break. All right, I'm done.
We've lost the plot here, so I think it's best we call stumps. It's been an entertaining afternoon of football. The Northwest Coast drawing first blood in the series as they defeat the SFL by 2 goals. I've been Andrew Cooling. You've been listening to Anthony Osborne and Tubes Taylor. Thank you from wherever you've been around the country, around the state, tuning into this one. And the next game on Monday, do tune into that one too. But from us here today, it's bye for now.